Hey there, good looking. Welcome to this all levels calorie torching strength workout. Listen, we're going to have a ton of fun in this workout. We start out with an EMOM, which stands for every minute on the minute, and then we'll move into a strength circuit. This workout is more of a metabolic conditioning workout, so we are going to get that heart rate up while we also work your muscles. For equipment, I recommend, if you are intermediate and advanced exerciser, a pair of moderate weight dumbbells. For reference, I have a pair of 15s. And then if you're a beginner, also have a pair of lighter dumbbells nearby too. All right, let's go get warmed up. All right, before we get started, if you have a fitness watch, you might want to press start. For reference, I have an iWatch, an Apple Watch, and I'm using a HIIT setting. Let's start down onto the mat to warm up our core. In a dead bug position, please. Knees over hips, wrists over shoulders, draw the belly button in. Let's anchor the spine, but still keep that neutral curve in the lower lumbar. Extend one leg and the opposite hand. Thumb to ground, heel to ground, come back up, other side. Good. So we're maintaining that neutral curve, not letting the low back pop off, as well as not pushing the low back into the mat. As mentioned, we're hitting the core here for a warm-up drill because those core muscles of ours are going to get fired up, stabilizing our torso while we do a ton of different compound exercises. It's going to be a fun workout. I can't wait to get you guys going. Let's hit 4 more here. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms in a T position. Drop the knees down to one side. Bring them back to center. If you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, please just go half the distance. So you're going to limit the rotation. The rest of us, we're going all the way down to the ground, continuing that warm up into the core, into the obliques, waking up the spine as well. I'm keeping my feet together, my knees close together, and my arms are extended. Palms down, shoulder height. Let's do 1 more each side. Last one. Beautiful. Feet to ground, arms down by your side. You should be able to feel your heels with your fingertips. Drive the glutes up and the hips off your mat, lower down. Let's now get into the back of the body, warm that ready up and get it ready to go. Remember, a warm-up is preparing the muscles, joints, connective tissue, and your mind for the workout. So it's not something that we want to neglect and forget to do. Here we go. Squeeze those glutes. Let's do 2 more, and then I want you to keep it up on the second one right here. So keep the hips up for me. Now add a march. So we're offset just on single leg, firing up the glutes and hamstrings even further, as well as into that core of yours. Breathe. Back of the neck is long. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's come into a push-up position. Fingers spread, wrists under shoulders on the knees. Do your best. We're going to get 8 in, okay? Elbows go to the back of your mat, press up. Gaze is at the top of the mat. So if you hate push-ups or push-ups are really hard for you, perhaps try them against a wall or elevate your hands on a bench or chair. Or get 2 in, right? I'll do 8, you get 2. I'll do your other 6 for you. How's that? Last 2. And 1, I'll be honest, I think I did more. Come on up. Let's get into the knees and the ankles and the hips and feet shoulder width apart. Let's draw down for a squat. So listen, we're going to start with an EMOM. If you're unfamiliar with what that training principle is, it stands for every minute on the minute. So we have 5 minutes. Each minute, we're going to perform 8 to 10 squat and presses, 8 to 10 skiers. So those 2 moves are in that 1 minute. The faster we get it done, the longer we have a break before minute 2, doing those same 2 moves again. So you choose between 8 to 10 reps of each. Obviously, 8 reps is going to be easier than 10 reps. So beginners, I recommend 8, intermediate, 9 reps, and then in my advanced people, follow me for 10. Last 2, and 1. Perfect. Now, beginners, use your light dumbbells. Everybody else, grab those moderate. The 2 moves look like this: squat, press, And then we do skiers. We're using the hips to ski the dumbbells up. So we do 8 to 10 squat presses and then immediately move into those skiers. We have 1 minute on the clock. Let's get set up. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drive. Breathe out, press up. Try to squat down low. That skier, it's a hip hinge, dumbbells driving up to shoulder height only. When you're done, march it out. So you have 22 seconds here. Woo! 4 more of these. So the title of this workout is a fat burning workout or a weight loss workout. Really, that's all dependent on your diet. What I want to do in this is keep that heart rate up so that we do get a good calorie burn. Ready? Minute 2, squat press, 8 to 10. Can you get the elbows to touch the top of your thighs? Use the legs to help drive those dumbbells up. Skiers, feet hip width apart, knees soft, abs braced. Use the hips to get the dumbbells to where? Shoulder height only. Gaze is straight ahead, spine is neutral. March it out when you're done. Woo! I love a good EMOM. If you're new to this type of training, I got a lot on Over 50 Fitness as well as my YouTube channel. So you can test out the other ones. All right, in 5 seconds, we're going again. 8 to 10 squat presses. Squat deep, crew. Let's go. Eyes up, chest up. My skier, just to show you my spine. March it when you're done. You're doing great. 15 more seconds. We're going into our 4th minute. Stay with that rep count, 8 to 10. Here we go. Squat press. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. Skiers, 8 to 10, same thing. When you're done, march it out. So yeah, you got to count. Now you know how hard my job is. Why I epically fail every time I have to count for all of us. I try though. I try. All right, we got 5 seconds. We're moving on to that final minute. Let's make it count. 3, 2, 1, go. When you're done, dumbbells down, march it out. Woo! 20 seconds left. Keep that form at home. No, you don't lose that form. You can speed it up. You still want to look good doing it, okay? 10 more seconds. March it if you're with me. 3, 2, 1. Woo! EMOM done. Come and give me 5. Yes. Good job. All right, grab a sip of water. We get a minute break. We're moving into our strength circuit. Still going to move a little fast, kind of like the EMOM did, so that again, we keep that heart rate up. And you only need 1 pair of moderate weight dumbbells for the circuit. All right, in less than 40 seconds, we are going to begin the circuit. We have 5 moves, 3 rounds, 45 seconds of work, 15-second recovery. There are 2 of the moves where Mini-Me will be in the corner offering an alternative version if you're not hip on the one that I'm going to be doing. Let's start down on the mat where you have a chest press with moving bridge. Dumbbells on your thighs, lie back onto your back. Slide the elbows so they're just in front of the shoulders, wrists on top of elbows. As we press the dumbbells up, we lift the hips up at the same time and then lower the hips and lower the dumbbells. Let's go. We want those dumbbells going above the upper abdomen, not above the head. We want the elbows in front of the shoulders, not lined up and not behind. That's a safer position for the shoulder joint. Heels are hip width apart, close to the bum, pushing through the foot so that we can feel those glutes, hamstrings, and even your low back extensors are fired up. So here we get a lot happening, front of the body with the dumbbells, and then back of the body with the bridge. We're going on all 4s with the dumbbells under the hands when the timer goes. All right. Quadruped position, that means knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Alternating dumbbell rows, or my intermediate advanced people, let's get into a plank and do a Renegade row. If you're with me with the Renegade row, you can also be on the knees too. That's another way to sort of step it, tone it down a bit. Otherwise, stay with the quadruped. You're still getting the same muscles into the back, biceps and back of shoulder. What you're not engaging as much are your shoulders, arms, and core like you are in this position. So if this is a goal of yours, stick with me. We'll get you there. Trainer's promise. If you're with me, feet are wide. I have mine actually mat width apart so I can keep my hips as quiet as possible. We're moving into the lower body in about 2 more reps. Last one. Excellent. All right. Dumbbells by your sides. Beginners, no dumbbell. You can also follow Mini-Me. She's doing a weighted squat. If you're with me, it's an alternating get up. So I want you to step up with this leg, mirror me. Come up. Now that same leg down, and then we alternate which lead leg. Now I'm not coming to a full stand. I want constant tension on your quads. So you're going to come up to a partial stand and then lead with the other leg. Now I totally understand that not everybody's knee joints are going to love this. If you can double up the mat, if that helps, try it. If not, weighted squat, please. But I think you'll agree, both moves are going to jack that heart rate up while we train into the legs and core. We're standing in less than 10 seconds. Here we go. My get up people, come to a stand. Woo. All right. You can take 1 dumbbell or 2 dumbbells. I'm taking 1. Arms up. Pull the shoulders back and down. Now, drive the knee up. Pause it, lower. Drive up, pause it, lower. So we have a lot going on with this, especially in the core, as well as obviously shoulders to hold that dumbbell up. 2 dumbbells can be harder. Now let's add a little bit of a walk. So we do a knee up, we pause, we do that single leg stand, then we release. Knee up, pause, single leg stand, release. Get to the end of the mat, and let's go the other direction. So I do want you to pause it with that knee up. If you find that you are really unsteady and all over the place, push pause, take off those shoes, take off those socks, go barefoot. It'll help you immensely. If you still are all over the place, then this is a really good move for you, and it's showing you that we need to work on your stability. All right, dumbbell in each hand. Alternating side lunges, take it as deep as you feel, and then when we get to the center, we'll do a hammer curl. So let's go in this direction. Step out, hammer curl. When we do that curl, we're not going to swing the arms, which if you ever go to a public gym, you'll see a lot of that. So don't be one of those. When I do the side lunge, I'm hip hinging, same as my squat pattern. Only one knee is bending though, the other leg stays straight. Now, this is our fifth move. I know, pretty cool, right? We're gonna move back into that chest press on the mat with our moving bridge in about 10 seconds. I love this move because it really gets my inner thighs and hamstrings. All right, let's do one more. Okay, all right, moving bridge. So let's get down, set up. We want to always start with the dumbbells where? Thighs. That's right, if you've been with me. Saves your shoulder. Lie back, elbows in front of shoulders, hips lift, dumbbells press up. Back of the neck is long. Now let's coordinate our exhale as we lift, press the dumbbells up, okay? As we lift everything, breathe out. Slow and controlled. And roll on up. Quadruped position, wrists under shoulders, knees apart and under hips, spine neutral, gaze at the top of your mat. Lift one arm up, then the other arm. Intermediate advanced people, join me on Renegade row. Or maybe you are intermediate advanced and you still feel like doing this. Stick with the quadruped. You know, I'll go into a training session and I'll be like, no, I don't feel like jumping today. I'm just not into it. So I'm okay with that. And we do have to let go of that mindset that we're going to crush it every workout. Sometimes simply showing up is good enough. So I want you to be okay with good enough. That's going to be our journey to a lifetime of fitness versus lots of roadblocks, lots of speed bumps, lots of stopping. One more each arm, please. Yeah, I go to a class too, and they'll do burpees. I'll be like, no, I don't feel like doing those. So I do something different. All right, we have alternating get-ups or join mini-me with a weighted squat. Ready? Hand up. The only time I actually follow everything that they do, and I think it's because there's so many people in the class and I don't want to make a spectacle of myself, is yoga. And yoga's hard. Yoga's hard mentally and physically. And I do yin yoga as well, where you're holding the postures for 5 minutes. No, it's not yummy. It doesn't feel good. But you know what? It helps me create a stronger mindset, and it helps me get deep into the fascia, which our muscles and tissues need, especially as we age. Last one, let's go into a stand. Whew, nicely done. All right, let's get to the end of the mat. 1 or 2 dumbbells, totally up to you. We're gonna march, but we wanna hold that single leg stance for a little bit. Flex the foot, so you're pulling the toe up to the shin. Yeah, I go to yoga twice a week. Sort of a yang, faster flow, and then a yin, very slow. 5-minute holds for your poses. And quite frankly, I've never felt better since I implemented going to those classes. I would do the app, over 50 fitness classes, if I didn't, true story, so I've tried because I love Jen and I love Tia. I just sit there and look at the set and all the editing I could have done better, and the lighting, and I just start critiquing myself, not the instructor. She's awesome, but all of this, it could be better. So I go somewhere else. Here we go. Alternating side lunge to hammer curl. Let's go. When I'm in Richmond, I do go to Jen's classes. The other thing too is if I were to do my app, it'd be like watching work, right? Because this is my office, so you just need a break. But I do encourage you, if you don't do yoga on a regular basis, to try it. It's not going to be easy, but it's the hard that makes you better at everything else. All right, this is the fifth move of our circuit. We go into that chest press and moving bridge for the final round. One more side lunge here. Give me a hammer curl. All right, crew, last round. Let's have a seat. Dumbbells rest on the thighs so that we can easily lie back, get the upper arms on the floor, slide them in front of the shoulders, press up, exhale, hips lift, same time. Lower everything down. Back of the neck is long. Wrists are straight. And we're ending those dumbbells again. Remember, up the chest, upper abdomen area, not the head. All right, quadruped position. Wrists under shoulders, knees apart under the hips, neutral spine, nice and long in that torso. Look at the top of your mat and then row. Or join me and Renegade row. Feet are wide. For both moves, elbows coming past that rib cage, bringing that shoulder blade towards the center of your back. Everybody's looking at that top of their mat. Again, Renegade row, if it's not available to you, you could do it from the knees. So you would just drop the knees down, hold that modified front plank, work into that core a little harder, into the upper body a little bit more, into that position. One more row. Nice. All right, on the knees. Remember, weights are optional for the get-ups unless you're doing the squats. Yeah, weights are not optional. You are doing a weighted squat or joining me here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Step it up. Down. Now I'm going to lead with the other leg as I come up. How functional is this move right here? Like, what do we lose as we get older? That ability to get up off the ground. What has research shown us? That the more limbs you have to use to get up off the mat, for example, your hands are rolling onto your knee or using both arms, the more likelihood of you developing metabolic disorders and, in fact, dying sooner than those that can get off the ground with no assistance. So here you go, functional exercise right here. Let's do one more. Stay in that stand. Woo! And take it to the end of your mat. Here we go. Bring it up. Shoulders away from earlobes. That's super important, especially when the arm's up above the head. Drive the knee. Find that single leg hold. You can maybe go longer than your mat, right? Focus your stare on something stationary to help with the balance. But as mentioned, if you find you're all over the place, try this in bare feet. but we are getting tired, so our stabilizers are kicking out a bit. So if you are a little more wobblier on this third round than the first, that's fine. Time. I have no idea if wobblier is a word, but let's make it one. All right, alternating side lunge with hammer curl. So our last move. Let's start with feet hip width, center of our mat. We're going to step out in this direction. Hammer curl here. And other side. Whenever I say hammer curl in my head, Hammer Time starts going through that song from the 90s. Good old MC Hammer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not missing much lyrically. It's fine. He's no Beatles. He's no John Lennon. And time. All right, grab a sip of water. No Elton John there. Cheers. Well, let's do a few stretches and then you can continue on with your day. All right, let's start with a standing quad stretch. So if you've got something to hold on to, go for it. Bring the heel to the bum or maybe grab onto your pant leg if that's not available to you. Pull the knee back. That is the important part of this stretch. I see many like this. Okay, if you're that tight, we need to get a yoga tie so that we can get that knee under the hip. That's important. We want to lengthen from origin to insertion of a muscle. So if our origin of our quad, you keep holding while I give you a little anatomy lesson. If our origin is here and we have the knee in this position, are we stretching it or are we shortening it and making it work? Yeah, we're shortening that muscle, so it's contracted now. We want to lengthen it. There you go, I'm done. There's some useless information for the next party you're at, and you guys are all standing around the kitchen. Get everybody to do a quad stretch and see where their knees are. Most guys are going to be like that, and then people with longer legs, right? It's going to be harder, unless they also have long arms. Other side. See my tulips? I don't know what they sprayed with these flowers with, but these tulips have been alive for, gosh, a week and a half, which is really unlike a tulip, isn't it? Yeah. I haven't even switched out the water. Maybe that's the secret. Just keep the same stale, stagnant water for your flowers and they bloom forever. Release. I've been doing it all wrong for 54 years. Here we go. Let's get in the hip flexor now. Knee on the ground, lunge forward, bring that arm up, reach across, lean away and lengthen side of body, and then TFL muscle, tight little guy in the hip there for a lot of us, and then the hip flexor, the psoas itself. I love having fresh cut flowers in the house. LH, loving husband, brings me flowers a lot. I'm very lucky. All right, let's do the other side. He hates it though when he's in the flower shop or he's walking around with the flowers because we walk a lot where we live. And people always say, "What did you do?" He hates that. He's like, "I just find flowers for her. I don't have to do anything." Oh, I love this stretch. All right, let's take it in for our hamstrings. On your back for me, please. Extend your left leg up. Maybe grab on behind the knee if that's available to you, or just go and grab onto your thigh. If you're able to, straighten the other leg. Now for a hamstring stretch, years ago we used to teach you to go as straight as you can with the leg, and now we know that a slight bend of the knee is actually going to protect your knee joint more. And it's going to allow you to still release that hamstring. One thing I do want you to pay attention to, if the leg is shaking, that is your hamstring actually contracting. It's thinking that you're going to overstretch it, so it's contracting, trying to stop you from stretching. So I want you to let it go. Even if you're letting it go past the 90-degree mark, Or I get many people commenting, asking me about this. Doesn't even feel like I'm stretching, but we need to be able to hold this hamstring stretch in whatever position where the leg is not shaking. And then you just keep going and progressing from there. I have a really good video on YouTube as well as Over 50 Fitness that has some great, unique and different hamstring stretches that will actually help you gain more flexibility in the hamstring than this traditional one that we do. All right, bend the other knee, cross the ankle over, pull in for figure 4. Hands can come behind the knees, or maybe the foot on the ground and just hanging here is where you want to be right now. Back of the neck is long. If you're pulling the knee in, we want to pull that right knee into the outside of the right shoulder. All right, left foot on the mat, extend the right. Again, have that slight bend. Don't have any shaking in the muscle. And then if that feels good for you, straighten your other leg. And let's just straighten both legs, arms overhead, stretch it, fingertips to toes. Just getting a nice stretch to the entire body. Lift the chest and the belly right up. So you're just onto your bum and your shoulders only. So you're really trying to extend. It gives you a lovely stretch to the front of the body, works the extensors at the back of the body, and really helps open up your thoracic spine, your T-spine, in what we call extension. So again, I've just got the tops of my shoulders and just my bum on the mat. And release. Woo! All right, come into a seated position. We did it. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Drop a comment down below. I love reading them. And then I will see you next workout. Bye. Hey there, good looking. Join me for this metabolic conditioning workout that is going to torch those muscles of yours, torch some calories, and have you having a good time. Have you having a good time? Are we having a good time? Now, for dumbbells, I recommend just a set of moderate weight dumbbells. For reference, I have a pair of 15s. And then if you are a beginner, I have a hard time. If you are a beginner, hey, try saying that. That's actually kind of hard to say. If you are a beginner. Maybe it's just me. Moving with a chest press, starting begin. All right, let me redo that whole thing. Wow.